So that x to the fourth to the third power tells me x to the fourth times x to the fourth times x to the fourth, right? So if I think about that from yesterday, right, I'm multiplying powers with the same base, so what's my new exponent going to be? X to the 12. So there's a relationship here so that I don't have to do this middle step every time, right? How do the 4 and the 3 relate to the 12? I multiply them, right? 4 times 3 is 12. So my final answer, right, x to the 12th, and then I can write this rule that if I have a number, right, raised to a power, and then I raise it to another power, right, all I have to do is multiply the exponents, right? So a to the power of m times n. So if I have x to the 5th squared, x to the 10th, right? Just multiplying those powers. Okay, so not too bad, right? So what happens, though, when I raise a product to a power, right? So if I have two things in parentheses and I raise them both to power, this is where you think about it's very much like distributing, right? Where we normally distribute by multiplying. Now we're going to kind of distribute by giving that exponent to both things inside the parentheses. All right, so that's going to be 3 squared x squared. I give that variable to both things inside. So, and if it's a multiple choice or lesson quiz, it's probably going to have you do that 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9, 9x squared. Right? So basically, we have this rule that anytime I multiply two things and I raise that to a power, right, I'm just going to distribute that exponent to everything inside. Question?
Nope.
Okay. So when I look here, right, I take that 4, I'm going to give it to the 2, the x, and the y. All right, so I end up with 2 to the 4th, x to the 4th, y to the 4th. And so then you can figure out what is 2 to the 4th. Yeah. 16, x to the 4th, y to the 4th. All right, so when I look at this, right, I want to first think about getting rid of the parentheses. So I'm going to distribute that 3 to the 4th to the 3 and the n, right? So 3 to the 4th. So now I need to do what with my exponents? What should I do with the 6, negative 6 and the 4? Multiply them. So negative 6 times 4 is negative 24. So can you leave it like that?
No, I knew it.
No, right? So if you end up with a negative exponent, you have to take care of that first, right? So if I do 3 to the 4th, I end up with 81. And then where does that n to the negative 24th really need to be? I need to make a fraction and move it to the denominator so that I get a positive exponent, right? So you will see the rules that we've been working on the last 2 days pop up in these questions, okay? So you need to double check that you've got all the stuff taken care of that we've talked about so far. All right, so last example. What I want you to think about when you have something like this where you have parentheses raised to a power is to think about it as like order of operations, right? So I'm going to leave all of this other stuff there in my first step and just handle the parentheses, right? So I want to distribute that 2 to the 3rd, right? So I have times 2 to the 3rd. J is going to have what power now? 33, because I want to multiply those, right? And then I still have that k to the 5th. So now, right, I still want to keep going because I want one number and one base. So what should I take care of first? The 2 cubed and the 4, right? So 4 times 2 cubed, right? I would just use a calculator. You'll get 32, right? What's my first base that I should look at? j. So if I have j squared and j to the 33rd power, I will have j to 35th, right? Multiplying powers with the same base, so I add them. Then I look at my k's, so I have k to the 6th, k to the 5th, so I will have k to the 11th. Now I have one base of each, right? All positive exponents, so I'm good. I can stop right there.